Alright, this video is about dummy sectors. And this video is going to be a little bit longer because simply because the setup I have is a little bit more complex. I want to mimic a certain effect from a certain WOD, and it's a WOD that uses a lot of dummy sectors. It's Ancient Aliens from 2016, my favorite mega WOD ever, you know. And in one of the maps there is a set of stairs that goes up and down, allowing the player to traverse a certain obstacle, something that I think is really cool. And it's also a very good explanation of what dummy sectors are and how to use them effectively. So I'm going to pause here because I have to get a drink, but as soon as I get back, I'm going to explain you how to use dummy sectors, what dummy sectors are, and why they are useful and important. So give me a few minutes. That was about a minute for me, but it was instantaneous for you, so I'm back. And basically, what is the setup here? So I have these doors here, I would call them. I'm actually gonna do something a little bit like this. And I'm gonna do the same here. And then I'm gonna and I'm gonna do a little room in each side here. Okay. And basically, I don't remember exactly which map from Ancient Aliens. I think it's the one with the spiders. I think it's the fourth one. Basically, you start from here, and you have a high area. I'm actually gonna raise these a bit because I have to manipulate the area. Okay. You're gonna have a very tall area around this tall, you know. You're gonna have one room here, which you can access. You can access this room, and there is a switch here. There's gonna be a little switch. I'm gonna do everything very rudimentary, very simple, you know, because my purpose here is to show the effect. So cosmetics be damned, okay? I want to show the effect. And you also have this other room here. First I'm gonna do the basics of it. Okay. And this room also has a switch. And how does it work? Well, this room is not at the same level. The way this works is you're gonna come from here. You're gonna start as the player 1 here, of course. Okay. Okay, let me just rotate this. Okay, you're gonna start from here. Alright. And you see that you want to get up here, right? This is where you want to go. But you have to raise the stairs. So you enter here and you think, oh, this is gonna raise the stairs, right? But no, what this actually does is this will lower the stairs. This will lower these stairs like by about this amount, okay? And this room is going to be here. You can see that when this wall is here, the room is buried. But when this wall is here, the room is shown. So that's basically what's going to happen there. Okay. And then you're going to press this switch. And you're going to have to take a teleporter here. Let's make it teleport. This is how the setup is literally in Ancient Aliens. Okay? Because when you press this switch, all of these will go up like so. And I have to lower this by this much. Okay? You don't need to texture this because it's not going to show, but if you want to, whatever. So this is the basic setup for this area. Okay? So how do we do that? Okay, so we're going to need dummy sectors. Okay? Each one of these has to lower and raise. First, they're going to lower to make the stairs like so. Right? Like this. This one doesn't lower much. It actually doesn't lower. And then they are all going to raise like this, right? And what is a way to do that? Actually, that's not how it should be. Okay, yeah. We can use this. We can tag them, of course. We're going to use the same tag because we want one switch to control the entire action. And we are going to do this. The first switch, which is going to lower everyone, we're going to use S1, floor, lower, to lowest floor. And each of these is going to have a dummy sector. Okay? I'm going to make them kind of big here just so you can see from the editor. But generally, I really make them very small. So each one here is going to have one. And this one, I'm going to do it here. Okay. And how does a dummy sector work? Okay, so we have to join the main sector to the dummy sector because our dummy sector is a control sector. And what does that mean? I'm joining each one of these to each one, as you can see, right? Each one has their own. Actually, I can do this one here. So each one is joined to a dummy sector, okay? As you can see. And we're going to use a control sector. So I'm going to add tag 1 here. And this action means lower to lowest floor. It's going to lower to the lowest adjacent floor. So this one, for example, doesn't need to lower. So we are not going to do anything. Okay? We just have this sector here. We actually don't even need this sector, you know, because it's not going to lower. So, but the other ones, I'm going to do a control sector to the lower part. And don't forget to remove the tags because we don't want them to move. Okay? So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to put the stairs in the positions that we want them to be. Right? This is what we want our stairs to look like by the end of pressing the switch. And what we're going to do is we're going to lower the control sectors to match the height that we want the stairs to be. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them back to their starting point. I'm going to save the map. I'm going to pause because I'm going to play test now. So let's play test this to see what happens. Here we are, and we can press the switch and see what happens. And as you can see, they have lowered to the height that we have assigned in the dummy sector, right? So now we got to do the second part, the raising part. And I'm going to pause again. And now I'm going to do the raising sector. I added a little, I made it a little bit smaller on the other side because of the spacing here. Yeah, that works. So I'm going to make the raising part. And I'm going to select all of these and remove the tag because I don't want any tags. And now what I want, I'm first going to mimic what's going to happen with the lowering. So I lower this, I lower this. Okay. And now I want all of these as they are to raise to this position, right? This is what I want to happen. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to set the higher side as the thing, you know, as the tallest the stairs will be. This one is already set. Okay. And just so you know, this is what I can do. Oh, this one is not merged. You see? There's a problem here, so you have to merge. Okay. And just so you understand, so these are the... Okay, now it's correct. These are the control sectors, right? These are what control how... This one doesn't have a control sector. But it's at the correct height now, okay? So this is how it looks. I'm going to show it to you. This is what they start like, okay? This is what they start like. And you can see that they are not connected to the low area, neither to the high area, okay? So they are at their base state. Once we have the lower action, you know, this one is not going to lower because there's no lower dummy here. But this one is going to lower to this area. This one is going to lower to this area. This one is going to lower to this area. And so on and so forth. Okay? And I think I'm missing... Yeah, I'm missing this one. Okay, so I'm going to have to redo one more for the... It's a little bit annoying with dummy sector sometimes, so I'm going to make this dummy here on the other side as I wanted to do first. Okay? I'm going to join this. And this is going to lower, the lower part is going to be here. Good. Okay? So that's what the lower area looks like. You can see that all of the low arrow, the left side things are all at the same height. And once I press the raise thing, the raise floor to highest floor, okay, it's going to raise these to the adjacent highest floor, like this. You can see that they are all at the highest floor there, right? And then I'm finally going to be able to go to the next level. So let's test that. You know, let's... let me just do one more like simulation because I need to know if I'm getting this right. Lower, lower. Now we raise everything. Yeah, okay, this is in the right spot. That's it. Okay. Okay. Let me fix this. And since we're going to be locked here, I'm going to texture this because it's going to raise. And we can only go up through this teleporter. So I'm going to do a little teleporter here with tag 2, which is going to be here. And I'm going to use a teleport destination. This is all very rudimentary, okay? So I'm going to teleport back here. When I press S1 floor, lower to lowest floor, tag 1. No, actually, S1 floor, raise to highest floor. We may have to use a generalized action for that. Target highest adjacent floor, none and no. And that's that. I'm gonna save here, I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna play test it. So we're gonna press this. It's gonna lower. Okay. Then we're gonna press this, and they are all going to go up. And we have our stairs that lead to the final area. One final thing before I end this video. One final thing before I end the video is that dummy sectors show up on the auto map. So a better idea is to just select all of them, right click, and click on not shown on auto map. That way you have a clean auto map, you know. This is what the player will see when they're playing. It's just a small detail, but you know, details go a long way. And I think attention to detail is what really makes a map shine. So that's Dummy Sectors 101 with a basic setup. You can have other types of actions with dummy sectors. You can have... I have used dummy sectors to save tags because I've made a lot of maps that have like tag limitations and size limitations. It's something that I really enjoy. And sometimes you want to make something lower by a certain height the first time and then lower again the second time. Ancient Aliens has Sinkhole Showdown, which is a map that extensively uses these types of dummy sectors to create the effect of the map sinking. And it's amazing. I love Ancient Aliens very much. You know, I'm crazy about it. And it's one of the map sets that has really taught me how to use dummy sectors. You know, I've explored them by looking at the maps and seeing how things work, which is a very valuable learning experience for any mapper. I'm gonna put the map in the description for anyone who wants to check it out, you know, personally, to see how that works, to really, you know, mess around with the map. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next video, next tutorial, and goodbye.